Hello and welcome to this special episode of Overdrive. I'm in Rajasthan, the land of beautiful palaces, scorching deserts, and wide open highways. And over the next half hour, I'm going to be riding every bike in Harley Davidson's Indian lineup. Days like this, that's what makes me sure that I have the best job in the world. When I was growing up, I've had my share of Harley posters on the wall. And to see those bikes in the metal, in India, 16 motorcycles representing every one of Harley's model lineups was like 10 years of great birthday presents all rolled into one. And what's more, I was going to ride all of them on some of the fastest and best surfaced roads in India. Our ride began in Jaipur and would end in Ossian with night halts at Jodhpur and Jaisalmer. In all, we would be riding in convoy for around 250 to 300 kilometers every day, switching bikes at regular intervals, taking in the sights and the unique sounds of Harleys thundering through the countryside. Well, we've just reached our first destination of this ride, the Kishangarh Fort, where we're going to stop for lunch. But while I go get some R&R, why don't you take a closer look at the Super Glide Custom. The Super Glide Custom belongs to Harley Davidson's Dyna family, a line of production motorcycles created by styling director Willie G. Davidson that offer the look and feel of a customized chopper. The Dynas are further differentiated from other Harleys by the exposed dual rear shocks and the battery compartment sited under the seat. The Super Glide Speedo sits on top of the fuel tank, a look we've seen in India on the Eliminator and Avenger. And like all Harleys, it has a belt drive transmission. And then you have this, the Street Bob. As the name suggests, it's more of a bobbed off design, so the rear fender has been cut off a lot sharper, the front fender is smaller, the riding position is more upright, and crucially, it's a lot more blacked out in the styling. Both bikes run Harley's big V-twin engine with 6-speed gearboxes. The 1584cc big twin engine produces 123 Newton meters of torque, and that's the first thing that strikes you when you ride a Harley. Sure, the Street Glide can get off the blocks pretty quickly and get you to a cruising speed of 80 kilometers an hour with effortless ease, but it's the ability to accelerate briskly in any gear that stands out to a newbie. At idle or low revs, there's a fair bit of vibration, but once at speed, the engine is smooth and refined. The 6-speed gearbox shifts with an audible clunk, but it's very positive and you're never left searching for a gear. I put in over 100 kilometers on the Super Glide, and even though I hadn't ridden distance in a while, the well-padded seat left me in really good shape. We've just done another quick pit stop here to refuel both the bikes and the riders, and now it's time for the highlight of my day, the legendary Harley Davidson Night Rod. The Night Rod Special is part of Harley's VSRC or V-twin street racing custom family. The first VSRC bike, the V-Rod, was launched in 2001 to compete against Japanese and other American muscle bikes. The Night Rod Special, a part of Harley's Dark Custom series, was launched internationally in 2007 and has quickly become one of Harley Davidson's most iconic bikes. The V-Rod series uses a custom hydroformed frame and a massive 240mm wide rear tire, and is the only Harley that has the fuel tank under the rider's seat. So the tank you see there is just for visual appeal. Another example of Harley's dark custom styling, the Night Rod's matte black engine, exhausts and bodywork give it a solid, if slightly malevolent presence.
You need just one look at the Nitrod to know that it draws a lot of inspiration from drag racing and those racing dragsters. For starters, it's really low. How low? Well, take a look. And then there's that riding position, which is straight out of the Space Age or Tron Legacy. You sit really low, your arms are outstretched way out in front of you, and your feet, well, they're almost at the front wheel. Now, all this may make you wonder if you can handle this bike in normal everyday conditions, but it takes just a few minutes of riding to put all those fears to rest.
When it launched in 2001, the first V-Rod was an absolute revelation for Harley-Davidson. A lot of power, liquid cooling, efficient brakes, and spectacular styling, all made for one attention-grabbing monster. But it is no monster to ride. Sure, the riding position is a bit out there, but once the initial shock wears off, the Nitrod's low center of gravity and wide rear wheel give you a real sense of confidence at low and high speeds, allowing you to really enjoy the astounding power plant.
The Nitrod uses Harley-Davidson's Revolution engine, which was jointly developed with Porsche. Now, unlike normal Harley engines, which are 45-degree V-twins, this 1250cc engine is a 60-degree V-twin that produces 125 horsepower. And when you twist open the throttle, man, this bike goes like a ballistic missile.
This is a bike that's absolutely guaranteed to win any traffic light Grand Prix. Unlike other Harleys though, the Nitrod is a high rever, making its max torque at 7000 RPM. But that's alright, because you will really love to find an empty stretch of road, twist the throttle to its stop, and work your way through the gearbox. Braking is sharp and responsive, and the Nitrod also comes with ABS as standard. Despite its cumbersome size, the Nitrod is actually the most capable handler in Harley's lineup. But since it's significantly more powerful and faster than the other bikes, riding it back to back with other Harleys will make you think otherwise. But this bike is not without its problems. As Shumi has said in the past, during long rides, the extreme length and equally extreme riding position is a pain in the rear, quite literally for normal-sized riders. For once, however, I had no such issues, and as a result, ended up spending a lot of extra time on this one-of-a-kind machine. A Harley that everyone wants to own, but with an on-road price in excess of 20 lakhs, it's destined to be in the hands of only a lucky few.